On today's show, I'm going to make a beef bourguignon. It's a real delicious looking recipe, so I know you're going to want to see this. Stick around. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Diabetic Diet Show. To make this recipe, we're going to use a whole onion and some little pearl white onions. I've cut them up, and you have to cut the ends off them, and then you can just kind of roll them and the paper comes off, and that's how that looks. I have some mushrooms, some sliced potatoes. I'm going to roll the stewing beef in a little bit of flour. It doesn't take a lot. By the way, the measurements for this, if you just hit the subscribe button and then you hit that more button, you'll see a whole list of ingredients there. Or you can also go to my show, which is jamestdds.blogspot.com. Please click the subscribe button now. Besides using the pancetta, we have some Burgundy and some beef stock. So in order to get started, we need to brown up a few things. So let's get the burner started, and let's get our pancetta opened up. To get started, if you have some bacon grease, you could put that in, or you could use some oil. I'm going to start with the pancetta, and then I'll have this fat to use in place of an oil or bacon grease. Now if you want, you could just take 2 or 3 pieces of bacon, throw it in there, and then that'll give you some grease to cook with. And then you'll have bacon that you're going to have to decide what to do with. Oh my goodness, I guess you'll just have to eat it. I'll put these onions aside for the moment, and let's start on our yellow, white, or red onion, whatever kind you want to use. These are a little bit messy. I'm going to cut it up into 3 so that it'll fit in my slicer. I have my slicer here, my onion in, just like that. And I'm using the smallest, like 16th to 8th holes on the cutter. And there you go. That's nice and fast. Smells good so far. Okay, pancetta is done. It's starting to smoke, and it also gets quiet when it's done. Now I have some grease in the pan, and I can dump in a few things. Let's start out with our onions. As soon as the onions start to get clear and they get quiet as well, they are all set, maybe even a little browned up. They're definitely sauteed. So I'm just going to pull them out of the pan here so that they don't overcook. Then My stove just got up to temperature. I have it preheating. I've drained some mushrooms. Just going to brown these up a little bit, and they do have a little moisture in them, which will help. Our onions and pancetta look real good. I'll just blend these together. The potatoes, I'm just going to dump in. I don't want to brown them up because I want them to suck up the taste from the next thing here, which is going to be some beef stock. And some Burgundy. And I'm not measuring this. I just used about that much in the bottle. Throw in the onions. Give it all a stir. I'm at about a quarter of a pan. That is a half a stick of butter. Mushrooms won't burn. Mushrooms are sauteed up, and I'm doing my trick where I use a wooden spoon which has some teeth on it so that I can scoop out without losing juice that is in the pan, or in this case the butter, because I need that for my next project, which is the meat. And I don't really need to have the butter inside the pan for the oven. There we go. A little bit more. A couple were hiding down there. There we go. Now, taking my meat, putting my meat here, out here on a tray. I'm just going to break it up a little bit here with my hands. Just like this. Then the flour with the other hand. There we go. Now we can brown this up. After several minutes of browning this up, it is ready to go into the Dutch oven. Once again, trying not to get there. Give this a good stir. Then I have some salt and pepper. And the lid is kind of neat. It has perforated spots to match up to the beaker. And now we will throw this in the oven. This is what it looks like. I will set a timer for 2 hours and then check it after 2 hours. We are down to the last few seconds. I've had this in the oven for over 2 hours, and anywhere between 2 to 3 hours is recommended for this type of meal. So let's go ahead and pull it out now and see what it looks like. My plan is to put this in the refrigerator after it cools off, because it's better if you let it sit the second day. And when I serve it, I'm going to serve it up with some rice. Some noodles would work good too, but this meal we're going to have rice and a dinner salad. So this is what it looks like. If you'd like to see more shows just like this, there's a couple more right there.